Hello captains, hello flight simmers, hello friends, welcome to the channel, and here we are in the brand new FSS E-175. It is a very newly released aircraft, and I think there has never been an aircraft before which has caused so much stir in the community as this one, apart maybe from the Captain Sim 777 or something like that, but yeah, so here we are with the American Eagle livery of the E-175, and today we are taking it on a first flight from Washington Ronald Reagan Airport to Boston. Flight time will be pretty much 1 hour, so it's a nice short hop to test out the aircraft. And yeah, let's talk a bit about this release since it's an important topic here. So this aircraft has now been released as an early access aircraft for the price of 40 euros. At least that's what I just paid on the Aerosoft web shop. And also there has been some showcasing before. We have seen it on a couple of streams, and I think a lot of or many community members were a bit frustrated given that there's still a lot of features of this aircraft which are not implemented yet, mainly the VNAV, but also many other functions which are not really there yet. And then at the same time, given the price of 40 euros, yeah, it kind of puts a bit of pressure on the developer to deliver in the future. And I can understand everyone who's not buying this aircraft at this stage. I think that's more than fair enough to not buy it, especially since recently we have had some pretty nice, even freeware releases, right? The A310, for example, is a high quality freeware aircraft, and now we have the E-Jets, which I would say at this point in time has less quality, but it comes at 40 euros. So yeah, of course this causes a bit of a stir. I decided to go for it and buy the aircraft for the very simple reason that I'm just curious how it is, and also I am willing to give the developer the benefit of a doubt and see where they are taking this aircraft in the future. And also there will be the other aircrafts of the series coming, so the 170, the 190 and 195. I guess there will be some charges for these additional versions, but at least yeah, at least this one we picked up now for 40 euros, and it's supposed to get better, and I'm just willing to see where it goes, and maybe in 1 year from now, if it didn't get any better, then I might bite myself in the butt and say that was wasted money here. But anyhow, let's just take it from here as it is. So GSX is loading. We can take a quick look from the outside. Of course, from the outside, as we know from Microsoft FlightSim, all aircrafts just look pretty in the simulator. I guess there will be repainters coming up with even more high quality repaints than the standard ones, but we can look at this level of detail here in the engines, for example. This looks quite decent. There's a weathering on here, which I really love. I think more aircraft developers should come with the weathering on their liveries. We have the long winglet variant. There's also a short one, which has been, or the long one has been a performance improvement for the 175 series as far as I know. So yeah, also in here, I mean that's good quality. I wouldn't expect anything more than that. I mean, I hardly ever look in here. Basically just went flying the aircraft for the very first time, so I think that's more than fine. Yeah, exterior is looking very decent to me. We have some nice PBR effects as well, of course, but that's mainly due to the quality of the simulator itself. Checking out the main gear. Yeah, also down here, very high quality textures, I would say, and it looks really good. The exterior modeling, I am quite happy with this one. Looks very good. But now let's jump to the inside, and that's where it gets a bit more tricky. So here we are in the flight deck, and I've mentioned a few systems not being fully implemented yet, and I think that's okay. That's still maybe coming in the hopefully coming in the future. What I was kind of disappointed about is this bit of a paper card look of this virtual cockpit, and this is, I think, up on the development roadmap already. They have acknowledged that this is not really the best it ever gets. Oh, I haven't even seen this note here. Cool, interesting. Yeah, so I think in the virtual cockpit, from the looks, just texturing, there's a lot to improve here. But yeah, maybe this will also come fairly soon. Right, I'm not an expert on this aircraft. Please keep that in mind. I will operate it based on the checklist and on the procedure manuals, which have been given to us by FSS and also from other videos and streams I've seen on this aircraft. So I might, or I will for sure, do things wrong and not according to real-world procedures. But I think it will be good enough to get us from A to B today on this trip. So we can, yeah, basically keep it fairly short now for the setup. First in line are the battery switches. Then we see that the GPU, the ground power, is available. We can push it so it's in use. We can hear some systems being fired up. APU I will leave off for the moment. We have the navigation lights, logo lights we don't need, it's daytime outside. And then we will put the emergency lights to armed, and that's pretty much the initial power up flow for this aircraft. Right, what I do like are the displays. There's a lot of systems on here. Of course, this will also get more, I believe, in the future, but we can check all the different system components of the aircraft, and that's something I find very cool. It's not something we would use on an everyday flight, but I don't know, getting to know more about the aircraft, I think these pages are super crucial, so I appreciate that. I have also loaded up the aircraft already. We have a yeah, total weight of 76.9 thousand pounds today, since we're flying in the US, of course. But then when we get rolling later on, we will see that the FPS of these displays are super bad, and that's of course something that needs to be fixed as well. So that's a minus, but other than that, I think looking at it like this, I think the displays look rather nice even. Right, so let's get to the FMC, and that's I think the way, if I understood it correctly, it kind of takes the data from the default Microsoft FlightSim sort of FMS management system. So it also will need to be custom built, and they are doing this. They are already, I think 60% of the work is done, but it was not ready for the initial release. So I think this is, of course, or hopefully something we will find quite early down the development roadmap. Right, not quite sure if I will get the perfect flow here, but DCA to Boston, that's looking good. We have flight ID of Republican 4805. Makes no difference, but we will still put it in here. Departure, let's see, where's my routing here? It is runway 19 is in use, and it's the Soki 5 departure with the Swan transition. Apply. Now it takes a second, and then it's loading in. From Swan we go direct Bros. Then from Bros we take the Quebec 419 to JFK. And then from JFK we already start on the... oh, that's not good. We would already start on our arrival route. Okay, anyway, waypoint not found. Not quite sure why it's doing this. Since we're flying offline today, I think we can cheat our way and just do the arrival instead. And this will be the Roebuck with the JFK transition into runway 04 right, ILS. I don't know. We can check this later on. Okay, apply. Yeah, I was actually planning on doing this flight the other way around to come into Washington, but landing on runway 19, we only have the RNAV or the river visual approach, the famous one. But flying an RNAV approach without the VNAV being implemented, I think it might get a little bit tricky, especially flying a new aircraft which I've never flown before. So I decided to fly to Boston, so we will have a normal ILS approach later on. Right, performance. I think we can just leave that 00. There's not too much to worry about here. That's all the kind of stuff which getting to know the aircraft better. I will of course make sure to understand each and every one of those fields and operate them properly, but I'm just simply not at this point yet. And then we have a cruise wind of 285 at 54. And we have a flight level of 330. Okay, let's try it like that. Okay, that works. Next page, that's just the speeds, I think, but we can't even change that, so no worry about that. Departure limit, speed limit V2 plus 10, I think that's fine as well. Takeoff, no, something we have missed, otherwise these figures would be filled automatically. There it is. So we need the weather. Live weather from DCA is 150 at 7, 8 degrees, 3018. Okay, looks good. 150 at 7, 6 knots of headwind, dry, runway slope, I think should be 0. Elevation, of course, pretty much sea level. And flaps 2, I think that's okay as well. Takeoff temperature here at 7, okay. Not sure if we can change much in here, probably not. And we will take the speeds as they are, 141. And so what I will do, I will set the speed back to 1. Let's do plus 20 actually. Oh no, plus 10 is fine. 151 is set. Okay. Right. Climb. Transition 18,000. That's fine. Cruise. Yeah, we don't need steps, so that's fine as well. And descent, landing, that's everything we will do later on. So that's looking okay to me. Look at the map. I think it does put a user waypoint in there for whatever reason. Okay, let's have a quick look at our departure route. So we're departing runway heading 187. Climb to 515 and then go Levy, which is not even in here. That's quite interesting. And then Fimby, which is in here. Max 230, 1500 above. I don't think any of the speeds or altitude constraints can be handled by the flight management system for now. And that's probably one of the most important reasons why we can't fly it online at the moment. And that's a little bit frustrating, but that's what it is. So we'll fly offline, of course, and initial climb is 5,000. I'll say, okay, so we roughly know what the departure route is supposed to look like. 5,000 is set. Right. Is there anything we need to finish in here? But we've done the takeoff performance. We have the. Let's check a few. Not much data here. Yeah, we have the performance, we have the route. I think we should be looking good based on what the FMC can offer us at the moment. Okay, now let's move on. Fuel pumps are on auto. I will fire up the APU. And also we have checklists in here which are very useful. So safety and power up checklist. Yeah, we've done out this GPU. The button is out, APU generator or was out, APU generator is in, battery 1 and 2 was off. Yeah, we can jump a bit ahead. We have done all the pre-checks, sort of, we can say. Then batteries we have switched on. Electrical power was established, GPU is available, GPU in use, like that. Okay, now now we should have the APU running. Let's actually, oh, sorry, that's wrong. Let's verify this. See electrical, and that's the APU providing power. GPU is available but not connected anymore, and that's just the way it's supposed to be. So what else? We will now put on the fasten and non-smoking signs. We will put on the red beacons, and air conditioning panel is looking okay. Right, and then we can ask for a pushback, so let's do exactly that. And see what we have on the checklist. Before start checklist, fuel quantity, we have 8.5 thousand pounds on board. APU is on, MCDU is set. In fact, let's arm nav.
Hello, Captain.
Oh, we can't do that yet. Flight director. Ah, there, it's get armed. There it is. LNAV is armed. That's okay. Altimeters are set. 3019er. Passenger signs are on. Doors and windows. Oh. Let's fly with closed doors. Maybe that's a bit better. Red beacon is on, parking brake is set. Then we have the engine start procedure, which couldn't be any easier than it is. Simply turning those switches here, but then we can monitor the startup together. So then we should be good to go. Okay, parking brakes release.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
And off we go. So, checklists, and yeah, it's super simple, but we can monitor the procedure, at least partly. Oh, are we pushing to the right direction? Not sure. Let's see if we are still swinging around. Right, so let's start with engine number 1 then. Run. And we can already see it coming alive. Yeah, so this pushback is not going very well. Let's stop here. I'm not sure where he was about to take us. So, classy GSX from time to time.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine. Start. You can disconnect.
Yeah, about the sounds, I find the sounds in general quite nice. Also the engine sounds, but also the cockpit click sounds and everything. I would say they have done quite some work on the sound mapping and everything like that, so that feels to be quite alright. Okay, and then we can start engine number 2.
Unlocking gear.
Right, for the taxi, I think it should be very straightforward.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Yeah, so just out, I'm not sure, we're probably here, or maybe here, I don't know, and then down on, yeah, either Kilo or Juliet down to runway 19er. I haven't set the heading, did I? 187. It's like a fast scroll mechanism here. Just hold it and move your mouse. That's very convenient. 187 is set. Okay, I would say we have 2 good engine starts. So let's put APU off. We have the electric pump alpha coming on, and then we have the taxi lights, and we set flaps to takeoff position, which is position 2 today. Right, the pitch trim is in the green area, and other than that I think we're looking good. We can do a flight control check. Full left, full right, full up, full down, and the rudder full right and full left. That looks kind of cool on here. Right, checklists. After start checklist, flight controls are checked, pitch and trim is checked, takeoff data is checked, ACAS is checked, flaps are set position 2. Taxi checklist will come up in a second. Right, so let's move. Some sounds just changed. There was probably the APU shutting down. Okay, and then we will take a left-hand turn. Let's see, that's runway 15. Yeah, we need to cross runway 15. Okay, let's put on the strobes for that purpose. Right, and now we need to do 2 things. One of this is the TO config. Takeoff okay, that sounds good. And oh, I mistaxied. I don't know this airport very well, I have to admit. And then we need to hit the takeoff button, which is down here. And now we can see roll and takeoff, so the the autopilot and the flight management system, that's basically armed now. Flight control system. Okay, finishing the checklist. ECAS is check brake temperature. Yeah, I think it should be fine. I see no reason why it shouldn't be. Before takeoff checklist, takeoff minimum fuel quantity. Yes, we have still minimum fuel. We have basically burned nothing up so far. Transponder, that's down here. Radio, TARA. TO config is checked as well. Right, so I would say we are cleared for takeoff. Landing lights, strobes are already on. Everything is looking good. Let's take the spurt to Boston then. Right. Need to find my correct seating position. Like that. Okay, auto throttle needs to be armed. And then we have LNAV armed, and then we will put on flight level change after takeoff. Okay. Let's do it. Let's see how we like the E-Jet. So takeoff, and the auto throttle is taking over the thrust. $80 knots. Yeah, sounds okay. Even some rumbling here in the flight deck. We want rotate. That was not the best rotation. Should have pulled it a bit more. Positive rate. Gears coming up. Right, and we are flying. Not too bad. Quick look outside on the wings. Yeah, even some nice wing flex, which I always appreciate. Flight direct is a bit different from what we are used to. Okay, so, oh, I forgot auto brake RTO, I'm just noticing. Damn, that's not good. Okay, let's put the autopilot to work. We can keep on climbing. I will dial this up in a second, and then speed. We're speeding up to 250 knots. Yeah, I'm even a bit late on flap retraction. We are already at 4,000 feet. Okay, 250 knots, flaps are coming up. Taxi check, taxi lights. Right. Now we should go into the left-hand turn. Yes, we are. Altitude all the way to... Oh, that was wrong. Speed 250 actually. We want to be correct and not exceed 250 knots on the climb out. Yeah, it takes a bit of time to get used to this system of scrolling. So 330 is set, passing 6,500, and now you can see the crappy FPS here on the PFD, and that's not too good. Not too good. They really need to improve that. Right, but from the outside, we can very much enjoy the E-Jet. Nice. Let's finish the after takeoff checklist, and then that's that for the departure. Landing gear is up, flaps are up, external lights are set as required. After takeoff checklist is completed. That's 9,000 feet. Pretty nice climb rate. Really shooting up there. Okay, 9,500 should be good enough for the landing lights to come off. And then we can speed up to 290 knots. There we go. Right, and that's that for the departure, and I shall meet you for the approach into Boston. Enjoy! So, welcome back to the flight deck. You're just joining as we are, sort of nose diving towards towards Boston. I think we don't necessarily need to do that. Let's see, we are landing on runway 04 right. We are coming into Provi, 11,000 above, and then we have Sophie between 10,000 and 9,000. I'm just noticing I have blown already the speed constraint at the row book. Yeah, so technically flying an aircraft without VNAV is not difficult. Practically, since at least I, for my part, I don't do it a lot in the sim. It's always kind of interesting to manage the speed and altitudes and everything. Yeah, now we're coming to 12,000. Let's slow down now. Speed to 20 we need at Sophie. Speed to 20, and then also let's descend 9,000 feet. Like that. And yeah, let's get to the speed first, and then we can yeah, I'm a bit fast and high. But okay, yeah, then we're coming in 04 right. I have set the ILS frequency 110.3 down here. That's what we do in the radio page. So 110.3 is set on nav 1 and 2. I have done the landing, all the data. So it's 1 degrees. Actually, I thought it was 6. No, it was 1. That's correct. Runway heading 035, winds 060 So that's all in here. That's our landing speeds. We approach 130. BAC. Actually, I would need to look this one up. I'm not quite sure what it is. I've set outer brake low. It's a long runway. And oh, now I want flight level change, please. Right, and let's see how this works out. Yeah, it's interesting flying this aircraft. Not because it's bad, just because all aircrafts work a little bit differently. So this one as well, and it's always a little bit of a handful to get used to it. But we can manage. Okay, what's next on the approach? Ernie, and then Nunso eventually. So that's at 6,000. Let's make life a bit easier for us. Descend to 6,000. Speed to 10 eventually. Okay. Oh, Goshi, actually. We're coming in Goshi and then Winnie. My bad, but it's the same. 6,000 to 10. Okay, I wonder if I should put out a bit of speed brakes. Make sure we get down there. Oh, that looks quite cool. We can see the hydraulic lines in there. That's good. Okay, that's 10,000. Landing lights are coming on. Let's set seatbelt signs are on. Next up will actually be the landing checklist. I complete descent checklist. We will do a flaps full landing. Right. And then from Goshi, let's see where's our ILS. Sort of starting at Nabo. Nabo and Millet. Okay, and this will be 6,000 and 4,000 for Vinny actually, so we can keep descending even lower. 4,000 it is. Why are we turning like crazy? Aircraft, what are you doing? We are on LNAV. Okay, that was a bit of a fuck up, to be honest. That was the aircraft. Okay, now we are Winnie then Nabo 3000. Okay, let's see if we can capture the ILS before that. That would be kind of cool. Right, and then we will hand flight, of course, for the final. We can see the airport, the runway lights already down there. So I'm quite positive this is going to work out just fine. Right, barrows are set to 20. That's the minimum barrow to 20. And other than that, I think, or at least I hope, we have completed everything we need for the arrival. Yeah, Winnie 4000. I still leave the speed brakes out for a little bit. We have now... Yeah, I don't think so. We don't have 717 miles to run to Boston. Yeah, so there's a lot of small hiccups on this aircraft, which still need to be figured out going forward. Oh, ice condition. Anti-ice wing valve open. Oh, that's cool. It's doing it automatically. See, I haven't even checked for that. Not even sure where it is on here, but anyhow, we trust the aircraft that it's doing a good job on that. Let's see, can we see any ice building up? No, I don't think so. Okay, the heading back we can align as well. Zero 034. And let's see, if we go ahead and arm approach mode. First I need to go to localizer 1. So localizers captured glide slopes armed. Altitude capture 3000. Okay, we have sort of 12 miles to run. Let's slow down a bit more and then we can start bringing out some flaps. Let's go flaps 1. And then we don't need the speed brakes anymore, of course. .90 and where we're at coming into Millet 1700. No, I want to be lower than that. Let's go back to flight level change. Yeah, although we have 1 white 3 red, should work out. Okay, let's go flaps 2. I wonder why this is in red. Probably something that should also not happen. Speed 170, and then we still have approach mode, so glide slope is armed still. Right, so I'm just waiting for the glide slope to come in. That's a bit off. Oh, did I not set the course? Maybe that's why. 035. Yeah, that's better. That looks better. Okay, 1700, speed 170. 4 reds, so that's okay. We are below the glide. Flaps 3 and gear down. flaps 4. Ah, that's the glide slope captured. I wonder why there was no, or there is no indication. We have these green ones, but they've been there before, if I'm not mistaken. Right, go around altitude. I haven't checked yet. 3000. But I will not bother with this too much now. I want to fly the aircraft. Landing checklist, ACAS, check, landing gear down, flaps not full yet. Wait. Now they are. And let's do some flying then. Or hopefully this works out. So my aircraft. Oh. A bit of a nosedive here. Trim is a bit out of line. Okay, cool. Oh, a bit slow. Correcting. Oh yeah, it needs a bit of power on the approach. And now something I've seen on Flight Radar, something I would definitely want to do in the future. Down here at Boss, there's a runway. I forgot what designator it has. 3-2, a very small runway, 3-2, leading just in front of this runway down here. And I've seen on Flight Radar these E-jets coming in on this runway, which would be super cool on a tiny runway. But it's only an RNAV approach, so I didn't dare to fly it today, since we don't have a VNAV in this aircraft. But once this will be implemented in the future, it's definitely a cool landing we can do. A little bit high.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Come on, very long landing. There we are, at least that was soft. And reverse. Yeah, that's probably the high speed exit which we were supposed to take, but let's take the next one. Forward manual braking. Okay. Welcome to Boston then, everyone. Interesting to fly this aircraft. Now we will have a bit of taxi to do. I think the locals park all the way on the south side of the airport. Somewhere down here. So we can set up for gate, let's say 8, 7, 8, 9, something like this. Okay, I need to get an orientation first. Mike, should we taxi down Mike? Yeah, why not? I don't think that's what they most likely do in reality, but anyhow, and I still need to clean up, just remembering, so flaps up. Speed brakes are stowed, that's good. And then we have the landing lights and taxi lights coming on, strobe lights coming off. APU, I will wait another second, it's a long taxi. Okay, we're coming towards stand Bravo 6, and that will actually be the same stand as the real aircraft, the real flight took today. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, to be honest, I'm a bit blown away by the scenery. I know the FlyTampa Boston scenery back from P3D, but here in Microsoft FlightSim it's sort of a whole new level, so that's pretty amazing. Looks quite stunning. But then again, it's not the purpose of today's flight. Today's purpose was the E-jet, of course. And then we will draw a bit of a conclusion when we have shut down the aircraft in a second. Right, feels a bit far out to me. It is indeed. So let's take this a bit further. We actually have the E-jet on there as a marking, which is about here. So, parking brake. And then we have, yeah, APU should be running, so I guess we can simply stop the engines. And then we have the beacons, seat belts, lights are set. Let's put on the logo lights just for the looks of it. GPU, wow, there was a quick connect. And now it's stuck for some reason, never mind. What else? Probably electric pump A. And then I would need the checklist again. Parking and securing parking checklist. Parking brake is set. Thrust levers idle. Start stop. Engine 1 and 2 is on stop. Passenger signs are off. Red beacon is off. Hydraulics are set. Securing we don't need. We're not securing it right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and deboard.
The boarding requested.
GPU still not coming online. And then we just need to do the doors. Yeah, for some reason GSX wants all the doors, otherwise it will continue to give us these annoying sounds. So let's just switch it to open.
Boarding starting.
Right, and then here we are with GSX going crazy, crashing into each other, passengers finding an interesting exit through the nose of the aircraft there. Okay, whatever floats your boat, GSX. Right, but so what's the conclusion of this flight, or of this aircraft rather? I think it's a very interesting aircraft to fly, lots of stuff to learn as always flying a new aircraft. It will also be interesting going forward to see the other variants of the E-jet. Wonder why the trim is so messed up. That looks very wild. Maximum up trim. Okay, interesting. And then yeah, of course there's a bunch of stuff left for the developers to work on. I think in order to justify the price of even 40 euros, they will need to deliver quite a bit more. And then again, they've mentioned that the price will go up in the future, so that's quite interesting. And it doesn't really compare to a similarly priced Phoenix A320, for example. So yeah, I'm sort of in between the chairs here. I always appreciate when a developer comes out with a new aircraft, and I'm also willing to give them the benefit of a doubt that this will be a very good aircraft in the future, and they will continue working on it. But at the same time, we never know, and then we have like super good freeway aircrafts as well as the A310 and the fly-by-wire, for example. So let's see if they really make this a year-long project and keep working on it continuously, then I think it will be a very good aircraft going forward. For now, I kind of understand everyone who does not want to get in the E-jet for now and lets it sit for a while. I think I will probably do the same, let it sit for a couple of months, wait for a few updates to come out, and then revisit it and see what the progress has been. Right, so we will call it the day with this beautiful view on the evening in Boston. Very nice stuff. Okay guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to see you on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.